Be human.
The chances of becoming godlike are very high then as a director.
They are the superstars. Don't doubt yourself. Once you start, you make sure you finish. Yes.
Hello and welcome to the DW Africa YouTube channel. My name is Wanjiku Mwaura, and in today's video, I will be talking to a young, prolific African filmmaker. Gregory Kiwo is a young Kenyan who not only wrote a script during lockdown, he went ahead to shoot, direct, and release the said film, Checkmate. Let's get started with who is Gregory Kiwo Maole?
I'm a freelance filmmaker. I've been in the film industry well over now 12 years. I think the most important skill a director should have is be human. Because at times you can end up having this godlike personality. So as a director, you should be human.
The chances of becoming godlike are very high then as a director. And how common is that from your observation?
It's very common. We like in our industry, we have directors who are very unapproachable. You can't tell them anything. You can't share an idea because once they take up a project, it's them. It's all about them. They run the show. They are the superstars of the moment at the moment.
And cut. Someone wants to go on YouTube right now and check out Checkmate. What is the story about in 3 sentences? Go.
Checkmate delves into the concept and the story about money. That's why the name check, it's check, the one you get paid for. So checkmate instead of the chess one. So it's about money. In Checkmate, we're addressing money, colorism, and couch casting. Those are the 3 main templates we're addressing in the movie, which is 44 minutes. And of course, it's on YouTube, so it's free to watch.
Now, still on the topic of money, you released the film Checkmate at a time when, things all over the world are still uncertain. Like borders have just started being opened. Take us through how or what it took to get to the point where now the film is done and we can release it. How has it been the last couple of months?
Checkmate is an outcome of just being indoors with a lockdown. And, just being, you have so many thoughts going on. And I had people who I was reaching out to pay me my monies. And most of them were either mteja, like their phone was not going through. So I sat down with a lady called Ivy Esther, who's one of the scriptwriters, and my brother, George Mamburi. And we came up with a story. So I was telling them bits by bits what I wanted to see in terms of the visuals and everything. So after writing out the story, we had the idea to, like, Checkmate would work as a series. If you are to do it as a series, you'd give every money its own episode, couch casting its own episode, colorism its own episode. So it would work well as a series. But we had to compress everything in 44 minutes, and also crew. So most of the crew members were doubling up. If you look at me, I was the cameraman, I was directing, I'm still the producer, and somewhat the story.
What did you do right from your perspective that you think could inspire other filmmakers on the continent?
Getting the story right is key. So as any independent filmmaker, if you're not getting money from anywhere and you're using your own money to create a film, it is important to see that you can work in your own resources and resources which you can get. I think each and everyone who took part in the story added value to the story. So also choosing people who can execute your dream, your vision is important. Lastly, I can say it's more of just following through in terms of your plan. Don't doubt yourself. Once you start, you make sure you finish. Yes.
There have been projects where it's not just the directors, but the whole foreign body, the company that is contracted to do a film has behaved in a way that is unfair to the talent and unfair to the talent both on screen and off the screen. What's your take on that?
Some of them are good. They will make sure you're paid in terms of the red card, that the money is good. in terms of the working environment, it's good. But some of them, since they have, how do I say, they have an advantage in terms of they feel like they know better than you. They've come to like save you, the savior complex. You know, we've come to save you. We've come to save your industry. They feel like we owe them. So in terms of how they treat the cast and crew, some of them have been very brutal. You know, from using cuss words to segregating them in terms of when you have people who are taking time to go and eat. You find instead of eating as a whole, as a crew and cast and them, you find the crew and the cast, they're eating separately. And then also the foreign crew are eating separately. You know, these small things which might appear small, but they're big. They send out big messages.
What has been the most disappointing experience for you as a director?
For me, the most disappointing thing, just growing up to the ranks of now where I am in the industry, has been the undervaluing of just the work we put into the film business. Film is a business, but some people or some individuals have taken it upon themselves to rob us time and again. I've been robbed so many times in terms of payment.
Which African film industry do you admire and why?
For me, on top of the list, I can say South Africa. I feel that the direction they're taking in terms of even the stories they're telling, they're growing, and also Nigeria. Those are the two countries I would say I look up to, you know, how they create films. The other thing is talking about just culture. If you watch the Nigerian movies, always story is king. For them, they tell the most simplest stories which have an audience to them. So they have their juju going on. They'll have their dressing, their fufu going on, their dialects. Like it's beautiful to watch that. Even in South Africa, when they do their Zulu movies, they go back and you see the culture, you see the dressing, you see the food. It's sold. So that's a way to sell a country. So I feel I like that. I love that about those two countries because of the language, the culture, the diversification they show in their films. They don't westernize their films. They just stay true to their template. And
Do you feel like the Kenyan film industry westernizes their films too much, that they lose authenticity?
like most of us, if we do a film, we'll do it in English. Even mine, I mixed it. I had Sheng, a bit of Swahili here and there, and English. English is not our first language. So if I was to even act out a part, if I did it in Swahili, it would be more authentic, even in meaning. In translation, it would be just perfect. But now you find in terms of now when we westernize things, we lose that template whereby we're not original. And also in terms of just those two countries, they have a lot of support from their people. Their people just consume their films. Like Nigeria, in terms of if they put out a film, sound is bad, picture is there, but the story is good, and you'll see 20 million views. Like the whole country is there, is like, this is ours. They don't care even in music, they support their own. And I love that about them.
Don't you feel that because the Kenyan film has lost its authenticity, why should Kenyans support them? Do you think that's a reason why Kenyans don't support their own film?
I feel Kenyans we're still looking for our own language, even musically. So we, even fashion sense, we're still like trying to touch base, like what we like, what we don't like. The other thing is just biasness, whereby you find they say a prophet is not liked at home other than, outside.
So we really appreciate that you made the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And may you have the resources for that Dedan Kimathi story.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, our chat, please go ahead and subscribe and check out our channel. We have lots of videos just for you. My name is Wanjiku Mwaura. Until next time, Goodbye.